Peace and love, peace and love. Johnny Gonzalez, aka Upside Down Consciousness, on social media, enjoying this beautiful day of rain, surprisingly. Look, there is a topic that I want to comment on, which is going to stir some feathers in people, especially those that are illiterate, to say the least. But I feel it's necessary. And not so much because it's necessary to speak on, but there is so much bullshit that is available online. And if you don't already know this, the news, social media is controlled. We are given insight and information that is not always accurate. In fact, to be quite honest, most of the time, it really is bullshit. Or it's coming from people who have no real knowledge, but have a platform. And because of that, they're able to speak on topics and give their insight and opinions, which is downloaded and ingested by the masses. And from that, it just continues to escalate further and further down a path of stupidity most of the time. And it's not just in one topic, it's literally in every single topic pertaining to our health, our belief systems, the law, government, politics, and life in general. But this specific topic is pertaining to something that I feel should be addressed. And I really know that most people who watch the news on a day-to-day basis are being fed so much BS pertaining to our current president of the United States, Donald Trump. Now, I want to talk on this because it's not so much that I want to involve myself or give off the impression that I'm for Trump or against Trump. I'm simply stating the facts based off of the law. And first and foremost, you got to realize the whole world is a stage and everybody is playing a role. So before anybody gets their panties in a bunch, you have to comprehend that first. So it's no different from you watching a movie and you disliking a character because that character is playing such a good role. It's no different in this scenario. The hero, you love him because what he stands for and what he's done. The villain, you hate him because how he presents himself, how he conducts himself. There's victims, there's people that come to the aid of rescuing another person. Everybody has a character and a role that's being played. So when you start to comprehend the law as it is written, you got to know that it starts with God's law first. And then it goes with the people. And then the people created government in that order. So once that is understood, you have to know the ins and the outs and the foundation to be able to put the pieces together. If you don't have that foundation, it doesn't matter what you do after that, it's not going to fully make sense. And because we were never properly educated, it makes it more challenging and difficult to comprehend all of this after 10, 20, 30 years of misinformation. So let's start with this. Donald Trump comes into office for the second time and immediately starts causing havoc. But what is it that he's trying to do? Well, the big scope of things is he's trying to dismantle the current status of a new world order. And piece by piece, he's beginning to do things that seem unorthodox to the average person. And because emotion occurs when people are subjected to change or pressure, then obviously there's going to be a lot of news attention on this. So let's just recap on some simple things, because one, and this is a big one, he pulled us out of the United Nations. Like that's something that you have to go back and read history to know what it is that he's really doing. What did he do next? The World Health Organization, boom, checked him ASAP. Then what does he start doing? He starts removing all these corrupt employees who have been stealing from the American people, not realizing that all he's doing is restoring constitutional authority and shifting the country back to a republic. I wonder why. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Where have I heard that from? And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're a republic, and that right there is that's a pill to swallow for most people, because we've been exposed to this democratic way of thinking and living and being. But it doesn't work that way, not based off of constitutional authority. So going back now to what Trump is actually trying to do, he then takes a step into dismantling the fourth branch of government, which is the administrative state. Now, this is where shit starts to get difficult, because it's serious. And being that Trump is making moves that are stirring a lot of feathers, you got to know that he has some real military backing, because he's not playing no fucking games with nobody. And people are scared of him. And they should be, to be honest, because he's making sure that no one interferes with what he's doing. Now, listen, the President of the United States of America is head of the executive branch of the government. Okay? Stay with me, please. And as the head of the executive branch, he holds the power over all executive agencies. He holds the power over all executive agencies, which include the Treasury, FBI, Homeland Security, Social Security Administration, all of them. And yet, we still got people who don't understand basic civics crying about things they don't even comprehend. People are complaining about Elon Musk not being elected. Like that even fucking matters. Fam, there's only one person in the entire federal government elected by everyone in the nation. What? That's the President of the United States. And under the Constitution, he has the power of appointment. Stay with me. That means he could appoint his staff because it's within his constitutional authority. Period. Period. It's not up for debate. It's not up for discussion. But the Democrats, man, they really be out there, man. They really be out there in their emotions. And you gotta stop and think. What's the what's the mascot for the Democrats? It's a fucking jackass. Because they're the emotional party. Always crying, always playing the victim. Look, I don't mean to bash on anybody, and I'm poking fun at this because I want this to be educational. I'm not attacking anybody. Like I have no control over your preference and your beliefs. I'm just telling you and expressing my opinions and my thought process based off of my studies, basically. And when I started studying the Constitution and the law, it began to make sense more and more of why we're in the mess that we're in. And why the people have such a dependency on the system. Because we've become a welfare state, which means that we have become dependent on what the government could provide for us. And they use that against us. That's their game, that's their leverage. So people become emotionally unstable when shit starts to pop off and start going on their social medias and saying, oh, Trump, he's taking away your Social Security. He's taking away your health care. But no one's going to say, like, well, why not educate the people on how to take care of their health? Why not stop poisoning the food fucking supply? Why not stop feeding the American people foods that get them sick, that make them become obese, that break them down mentally to become zombies. Because that's the real game. If you really stop and think about this, they weaponize food, they weaponize the healthcare, and the subjects, the people, the persons, the US citizens, they're being pimped out. How can I say this? Well, I ask, how can I not say this? What information do you have to support that what I'm saying is not accurate? Let's start there. Let's reverse the roles. Because I'm just expressing my thoughts, beliefs, and opinions based off of the law, based off of what is being presented, not just on the public platforms of news entertainment. This has been going on for decades, though. And nothing is new under the sun, plain and simple. It's funny, though, that Elon Musk takes so much heat from all of this because obviously he's a genius and his team that he fucks with are geniuses. And they've created technology that exposes all of this bullshit that is happening. So it just makes it challenging to see and to recognize that there's no literacy in the average man or woman in America. And it's not their fault. It's just the way the programming and system has been set up. So honestly, people act like Trump is doing something wrong when he issues executive orders. But in reality, he's doing what the president is supposed to do, because an executive order is a directive to the employees of the executive agencies, because he's their fucking boss. So how are you going to tell the boss what to do or how to conduct business moving forward based off of your emotions? Because this is how the system works. It's really cut and dry at this point. But we live in a country where people don't know basic civics and they don't understand the three branches of government. They don't understand the separation of powers. They don't understand popular sovereignty. They don't understand Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution. Fam, Trump is literally following the Constitution to the letter. And that's why they can't stop him, truthfully. And really, if he was breaking the law as it is written, them damn Democrats like vultures would be on him, ready to have him impeached. But wait a minute, haven't they already tried to done? Haven't they already attempted to do this twice? Think about it. This is what they've been trying to do for years now, because he threatens their control. He's not a politician, folks. If you haven't figured that out by now, Trump is not a fucking politician. He's a fucking businessman. Sit with that. Think on that. He's one of a kind. And I'm not even for this or promoting him, so don't get it twisted. But if you read between the lines, you could figure this shit out. Oh, just do me this one solid right here. This is all that I'm asking from you. Go back and YouTube Trump's interviews. I think he was probably in his late 20s, maybe early 30s. And he's being asked questions and he's giving information and saying the same things he's saying now 30 fucking plus years ago. He's never wavered. He's never switched up. He's been on a mission from the start. Sit with that. Cause I mean, that's something right there. It's not like he just came out of the blue and just starts talking about this to get support or to get money. This fool's been on his own path for a very long time. And that's the reality of this all. And we're just watching history unfold. Now, how this turns out, what happens next, look, I'm not one to say, because he could flip a switch. Shit happens. Like I said, this is all entertainment. All I know, what I've gained from all of this, as I've gone down this rabbit hole for myself, is that we're supposed to be self-governing, which means that as a private American, we stand above the government. And as one of the people, we, as long as we stay in the guidelines of God's laws, which is pretty simple. Love thyself, love thy neighbor, don't do no harm. And if you harm somebody, make things right. It's pretty fucking simple. All this public controversy is not supposed to happen in the private. That's all for public entertainment. So hopefully some people will get an insight that will be able to allow them to expand past this, because at this point in time, it's just about self-development. Your awareness has to just become more inclined to comprehend this and not look at it from an emotional perspective. Because once you take control of your life, you take control of your health, you take control of your independency, and you actually learn the law, and you actually learn how to apply the law, and you separate yourself from your public persona, which is your state created entity, and you become inclined to be the master of your fate and destiny, then and only then, when you step into that role, will all of this be less significant. And that independency that comes with all of this is what we should all strive for. And we'll get there. It's going to take time, but we'll get there. I have faith in that, for sure. Until next time, peace and love. Take care of yourself.